Kaiblade is no longer gonna PB.
What is happening with that?
He just lost 44 seconds to Ansem 1.
Oh my, how do you
and
do
he
that?
just got DM'd.
How do you do that? How do you do that? How do you lose that much time to... Holy shit.
I don't know. Actually, I've done it before, so... But I'm finding Ansem 1 way more consistent. I find Ansem 2 to be the worst. Ansem 2 is my, like, thing. Anyways, welcome to the Adventure Podcast.
Welcome to the Adventure Podcast. We hope you're enjoying the new format.
I am enjoying the new format. Hopefully... I'm not going to do it again. You know what? It was too organic last time. Now it just feels forced. You know what?
He was talking about like a title card, basically, that we are supposed to be having eventually, but we do not have right now.
Don't have it.
A lot of things. There's just
a lot to go through when we're making these adventure podcasts.
It takes a lot to make things. You have to do stuff.
Considering I spent legitimately 6 hours making our lovely, beautiful, making work less work, because that's what I do. I hate working, so if I can make the Adventure Podcast less work for myself, then we're golden.
You work more to work less later.
Exactly.
Good shit.
That's exactly what I do. Yeah. And people at work hate it that I do that. But, you know...
But it works.
It's like, would you rather have it now, or would you rather have it later?
Dude, I make templates for fucking everything.
I know.
It's just like, nope, I'm gonna do all the work now, so whenever I do it next time, it's just like, bop, 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 and I'm done.
Yeah. You see these fancy icons that are on the screen right now? Because I can say that now... I have a template for each one, so that if ever Griphen is like, hey, yo, I'm tired of being this, I can be like, okay, cool. And same with DL. If DL is ever like,
actually, hold up real quick.
Yo,
I'm tired of being Minato from Dancing Moon Knight. Can you switch me to being you?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Okay.
He's gonna do it.
And look at me, I'm you from Persona 4 now.
Dude, you were you before you even did your poop.
Oh,
the
really?
moment you said I want to be you, you've changed. Get out of here.
Sweet. Oh, well, okay. Good job editing, Haunter.
No problem. I'm glad that I could help.
We just set up a joke to make Haunter have more work. I feel like Haunter is Barry.
Yes, we're talking to future Haunter.
I've told you guys this. I don't know if I've said this on the Adventure Podcast. Have I ever told you the story of how I became Haunterstomper?
I think you have.
Have I done it on the Adventure Podcast, though? That's my big question.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. It's been a while. I don't think you have.
So I'll just go into this because you know what, the Adventure Podcast is already great enough, and we are amazing people, and now you get to hear more stories.
Yeah. More lore.
So I used to edit for Brendan before he went to Twitch. I used to do like all of his YouTube editing, and I used to be on his channel as well, like playing games with him. So I used to be both his Danny and his Barry. and so one day he would keep telling me to do things, and I'd be like, okay, fine. And one day he was just like, you know what, we can't do this anymore. We need a Barry. We need somebody who we can, like, I can say, okay, Cornelius, do this. And so that's how the meme of Cornelius came about. And so Cornelius needed a Twitter and everything like that. So the name Haunterstomper actually comes from Cornelius. And then he went to Twitch, and I was like, okay, fine, I'm stealing Haunterstomper. I am now Haunterstomper.
Huh.
So, you know...
I've heard that story before, but
Yeah.
That's still funny.
Yep. So I am our Barry. I'm okay with that. By the way, update on Kaiblade's PB right now. It's 17 seconds ahead after losing 44 to Ansem 1.
Live updates on Kaiblade 13's Kingdom Hearts 1.5 speedrun. You probably don't know who that is, but it's happening.
It's happening.
People
You know
are
what?
currently
I might meme and just take his video
Take
and
his
put
VOD.
put that
Take his
last
VOD.
15. It's behind us now. You know what? It's behind us now.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. The magic of what Haunter can do.
I love this
now.
format so much. Oh man, I'm looking so forward to this.
All right, so let's get to the actual adventure podcast now.
What have we been video gaming?
Yeah.
Damn.
DL,
video
what have
games.
you been video gaming?
I can start.
Okay, Hunter.
DL started last week. I'm okay
Did
with
he?
starting.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I've been playing Mario plus Rabbids, like no word of a lie.
Boy.
Oh, I'm jealous.
I have been playing that. You know what? I really enjoyed it at the beginning.
And
like
then you
really
did?
enjoyed it at the beginning, and now I'm just not enjoying it as much. And
Like it's still good, but it's just not as fun.
yeah, exactly. So, like the game is very backtrack wannabe, and I'm so glad that I turned into a speedrunner because it made like it was literally like, hey, you have this push ability, you can now backtrack and go do all this stuff. And I'm like, great, I don't want to do that. I want to just continue on with the game. So I just literally continued on with the game. Whereas old Haunter would have been like, yo, I don't want PB 21902, by the way. Wait, I didn't even have to say that. He's behind us.
Okay, then.
Okay.
But I'm saying, like, I enjoyed it. I'm enjoying it. I'm not enjoying it a whole lot. Like, at the beginning, it's very interesting. It's very cute. It's very funny. And then it just starts to get annoying. It starts to get what rabbits are, which is annoying,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
You know,
The video game equivalent of Minions.
they are exactly that, you know?
Yeah.
That's exactly what they are.
And I'm okay with that, but I'm just not okay with, like... I mean, they're very funny, they're very cute, they're whatever, but eventually it starts to get old. The gameplay is fun, though, but it's very XCOM light. So there are literally only, like, 3 things. You have 50% chance to hit, 0% chance to hit, and 100% chance to hit. There is literally no, like, in-betweens. So, I mean...
Isn't there a 50% chance of...
There is a 50% chance. So low cover is 50% chance. High cover is 100% chance to miss, so 0% chance. And no cover is 100% chance to hit. And they turned Luigi into a sniper.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, he just has the best range?
Yep.
That's
Literally, that is what Luigi is. Luigi is low health, keep him in the back, he's a sniper.
Can you swap out, like, your party members and shit? That's fitting
Yeah.
for Luigi, by the way.
It is very fitting for Luigi. But the thing is, like, I mean, I'm okay with Luigi the way he is, and like I'm okay with that and everything like that. But I don't know. I mean, he's okay. He's okay.
Okay.
It's an okay game. It's not actually the game I really want to talk about today, though.
No.
Oh. Well,
Really. The game I want to talk about today is Nier Automata, because I finally fucking finished that game.
God damn.
And
Finally.
I mean, I finished all endings. So for those of you who have been following my journey through Nier Automata, you will know that I hate 9S with a passion. He is the worst part of that game, and he is over 50% of it. And
most of the problem was that he didn't know how to press a fucking stick.
No. The hacking game is part of the problem, but really, like, you can avoid the hacking game, but if you avoid the hacking game, then you're playing the game slowly. Like, he doesn't have the combat abilities. So, like, 9S, or sorry, 2B and A2, the most amazing characters because they're quick, they're fun to fight as. Like, their arsenal and combos are limitless, whereas 9S has press square to attack, and you're just like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
We got that Kingdom Hearts 1, boys.
Yeah, it's exactly that, and like the hacking like changes it up, but also the hacking has like maybe 3 or 4. There's like there's actually way more, but I'm just being melodramatic here. 3 or 4 different like setups for them. So if you enter into a hacking situation, you know, like, okay, oh, instantly this is this, so I just do this, and now I'm winning, and there goes half of this thing's health. So I mean, it's fine, whatever. I'm okay with it. I'm really not, but
Nah.
but
I feel it.
the endings make it so worth it. The endings make that game actually worth it.
So by all endings.
By all endings, I mean I got A, B, C, D, and E.
Oh, okay. Now.
Gotcha.
Like,
you didn't go for all the F through Z.
all of the alphabet.
I'm doing that right now.
You're doing
like,
F through Z.
I'm doing it right now, and like there are a few really funny ones. Like I'm not gonna tell you what these are, but I'm gonna tell you a few of how to get them. Explode yourself in the Yorha like main unit, like the up top thing.
Space station.
Yeah, self-destruct in there. And another one to do is take out your OS chip, and the last one is to eat a mackerel. Those are the best. Those are some good joke endings. They're great. But literally, like, the true endings to that game are making it so worth it. Like, they made me feel, and I was just like, this is good. This is good.
Yeah.
And
so I've heard ending E is like, oh no.
Ending E is a minefield to get to.
Dang.
I got to it by chance.
How does that work?
Okay, so at the end of the game, like after you get ending C, the game ends, and then you get chapter select, so you can go right back and get ending D if you want, or vice versa. If you get ending D, you can go right back and get ending C, because ending C and D are literally just picking opposite people, right?
Gotcha.
Whereas like ending E is after you've beaten ending C or D for the first time, and you go back and you get ending C or D, you are given a choice, and the choice is like a minefield of stuff. Do you want to delete your data? No. There is a problem with your current thing, and you're like your title sequence is like ending and like breaking, and it's like, yo, please reset to do this, and you're like, what do I say to this? Because you're given like 2 answers, and like one of them is like, it's strictly saying, hey, yo, your data might be deleted and all of this shit, and you're just like, I don't want my data to be deleted, but I also like want this problem to get fixed. I'm enjoying the ending title sequence and song.
It's Yoko Taro, so you know the data will be deleted.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. And so then you get to like ending E, and like you finally get to it, right? And you're like, okay, I navigated the minefield, and then the game is like, all right, bullet hell time, and it throws you into bullet hell, and I mean legit bullet hell. The game is like, okay, here you go, and like it starts out really easy, and I was able to do it, and I was able to get really far through this ending title sequence, and then all of a sudden it's like, here, Square Enix's name appears, and have fun. And so literally every single thing is like coming at you, and it's like true bullet hell, and you're just like, I don't want to anymore. But the game is like everybody who's gotten ending E gives like a really, like, they're given a thing to like send to other players, like, hey, you can do it, and stuff like that.
Oh, fuck.
And so you're
continue on with life.
Yes. And so they're just like, you could do it. I swear, I did it. You could do it too. And so you're just like, I can do this. And so like you finally get through it, right? And you're just like, I did it. And then the game's like, here's a nice ending for you. And I'm like,
oh.
I'm like,
a happy ending, and
it's not a happy ending though.
Oh, okay.
It like leaves so much to like the imagination and to like what could what could happen. Like it's basically the equivalent of Inception ending.
Oh,
like
fuck.
Unless Yoko Taro comes out and says this is exactly how it ends, you could go so many ways with it.
Well, probably that's the point.
Right?
Yeah.
And I really hope Yoko Taro never comes out and says this is how it's supposed to end, because
knowing him, he won't.
Yeah, I know. I know. And so I finally buckled down and I got through it, and I'm super happy I did. And so to all those people out there, I say, if you hate 9S's gameplay, fucking live with it. Get to the end because you want to see these endings. You want to get there and you want to do this. Trust me. Also,
yeah, go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say also the DLC for it is pretty decent too, but the DLC is just difficult trials. So,
Did you beat the producer of the game?
No, I did not. I did not do ending Y yet. Ending Y is that's also right. No, that's also an ending. That's also in the DLCs. No. There's also ending Y, which is you have to get in order to get ending Y, you have to get every single weapon in the game, and they all have to be at maximum percentage, like maximum upgraded.
Yeah.
So. So like
so you
that's
haven't got ending Y
basically
yet.
what I'm doing. Yeah,
Okay.
well, ending Y is, I don't know, is ending Y like a joke ending, or is it like ending E of Drakengard where it's gonna lead on? Like, that's my question.
If we get a new fucking series that goes from ending Y, I'm not gonna. We're not gonna do that. Well, let's not go there.
From what I've heard from my friend who did get ending Y,
What a trooper!
like ending A through E, like he got ending Y in a week, but
it's the speedrunning guy, isn't it?
yeah, it's him.
My gosh.
Ending A through E are like cool. Ending Y is like the ending that we deserved,
Oh, really?
but not actually like questionably canon.
Okay, so next week on the Adventure Podcast, Haunter will tell you if ending Y was worth it.
Okay.
If I can get, I'm gonna start using a guide, because now that I've beaten every ending except for Y, I can start using a guide to tell me where I can get these pieces and these equipment items and stuff like that, so I can start seeing the true stuff here.
Ending Y is the ending we deserve.
Well, I've seen, like, I went and looked up an ending guide after I got ending E, and I saw what ending Y was like doing, and it's just very strange. Like, I didn't actually watch ending Y, but I saw a picture of what ending Y contains and like a fight in ending Y, and I was just like, all right, now I need to go see what the hell this is, because I know this is the last like ending that has some gameplay to it.
Yeah.
That isn't just meme, you know? Which it kind of also is meme from the picture I saw.
Oh my god. Oh, I love this already. Get it, dude. Get the ending.
All right.
Yeah.
So next week on the Adventure Podcast, we'll see if my journeys through have been for naught or not.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Well, you remember when? Well, you remember when? In the whole lore, Emil fought off aliens.
Oh yeah, that's way more important than we thought it was.
I can gather that now by looking at one picture. Holy shit! Yeah.
I wonder if I should we put that picture up? I kind of ends into spoiler territory.
It's kind of spoiler. Let's not do that.
You know what? We're on YouTube. We're in like a video type deal and everything like that. But we're not gonna put that one up. That one I'm just gonna.
No, let's not be spoiled.
Let's not spoil it. Let's not spoil it. Anyway, what I was gonna ask you before was because I have a bunch of friends and a lot of them have never actually known any of Yoko Taro's stuff, but they have played Automata or they want to play Automata, and a lot of them are like, "Oh, dude, I hear this game is super fucking depressing, and that like you literally have to like take breaks between like endings because it's gonna fucking like change your view of life and it's so nihilistic." And I'm like, dude, I know Yoko Taro is messed up, but it's not that bad.
It's not. People like have hyped that up.
Yeah, it's like, dude.
Seriously, it's ending like. The endings are what you want them to be. The gameplay is what is going to like change what you like
get.
The gameplay is going to be what changes you, because the game asks a lot of questions that I personally didn't ask in my life, and now that I'm playing this game, I ask myself, what the fuck? Like, no, like legitimately, the gameplay was what changed me. And like, once I started to learn about what the characters were doing and all of that stuff, and then like it made me think, and then like the characters bring up questions that I have been asking myself for my entire life, and like I'm just like, I don't like the fact that I'm thinking like these characters are, and like look at what these characters are doing, like.
These characters are terrible people, and
they're not even though. They're not even though. Like, oh my god, I've never been like a fan of Yoko Taro's work. I've never like really like got down to it and said, okay, this is Yoko Taro. This is what. Like I never knew about Yoko Taro until Nier Automata, and then Griphen showed me the Klemp's like reaction stuff and like him going through and analyzing Drakengard and all of that, and like I was like, okay, whatever. Like he's got some really good stuff, but like the thing Klemp's can't do is bring that entire story and make you like. Clemson is trying to make you experience it and get it and understand it, and to anybody like this makes me want to go and actually play Nier, like play through the original Nier.
I don't think it's worth it, but yes,
the original Drakengard. Like I want to play through that stuff, even though it's probably not worth it. But like, Klemps can't give me the feeling that playing this game actually did.
Yeah,
like. He says Yoko Taro is like a masterwork at like making that stuff, and I'm just like right. I'm just like he is because he builds humans so well in non-human bodies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just my thoughts. That's just my thoughts on Nier Automata.
Nice. Good shit. That's most of the first half of the game.
I know.
Yeah. So, Griphen, what have you been playing? Or you want me to go?
Well, no, I'll go.
Okay.
What I did was, after complaining about grinding for like last week, I went off to. I decided to start another game. Like I think at this point it's official to say I've dropped SMT4 for now. I didn't like making myself play that game.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but I noticed something about what I have experienced as far as retro RPGs go, and I've played the first installment of like all the classic like all the classic RPG series, except for like Tales of Fantasia. But like I've played through Final Fantasy 1, I've played through Dragon Warrior 1.
The first Tales game is Tales of Fantasia?
Yeah.
Alright.
And
Yeah,
I've played through Phantasy Star, and I was like, you know, I played through all those, but I never really went too much into the second installments of all of those. Like I touched all the second installments of all those, but I never actually like went all the way through them. So I started up Phantasy Star 2, and I'm making myself play a grindy game again.
Come on.
I know I'm a masochist for grind, I guess, without even realizing it. So I absolutely, I don't say hate, but like it's a lot less. You'll spend 3 hours grinding in order to make a single step of progress than it is you'll spend an hour grinding so that you don't have to grind for the next 3 hours.
Okay. How does that work?
Like you spend an hour grinding so you don't have to grind for 3 hours because you're overpowered going through the next couple dungeons.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, that's kind of the way that I end up playing these older games, because the way that their like level design is it's sort of just like a pot shot where you just like go into a dungeon and you don't know if the first random encounter you're gonna get is going to be an enemy that can one-shot you. So you just have to make sure that you're overpowered going into the dungeon so that you don't get one-shot and lose, like just instantly get game over.
Yeah.
And so there was that, and it got me thinking about like how accessible these old RPGs are. Like there's like people want to know about these old games, and people want to like, I feel the more accessible the information and the experience of these old games are to people, the more people that will be interested in getting into the series. So it made me think about a new little kind of I guess I want to say project that I'm thinking of doing. I won't get into much detail about that, but yeah, I started playing Phantasy Star 2, and
how is
grinding.
the game as a game, besides just like it's grindy as fuck?
It's I mean, it's an old school JRPG. You start off, they give you tiny bit of like world information, and they're like, you go do this mission, and they don't tell you where the objective for the mission is. They just say do this.
Right.
And so you had to like, okay, cool. Guess I'm just gonna go into the overworld and explore the entire map until I come across the objective.
That's dumb.
That's how I say it like that, but it's more like the game puts you out into the open, but then you go to one part and it's like, oh, this is closed off. I guess I got to go to this other area that's open, and it's like, oh, the one place that I can go in this area is the next place I need to go. So it's not super open-ended, but like you'll go into a town that's like, oh, those bandits blew up our town, and you're like, what fucking bandits? No one's mentioned bandits up until this point. And they're like, they're in the town.
Bandits in space.
Yeah, yeah, they're in this town, and you're like, okay, I can't get to that town, so I guess this is a mission for later. And then you just leave out of the town and go to the next place on the map, grinding against all the enemies along the way, and figuring out how to get the highest DPS. Because it's also one of those, gosh, I fucking hate gonna talk about the fucking stupid ass combat system where like you press X. There's 2 options or 3 options. There's run, order, and fight.
Okay.
Run is run. You escape from the battle. Order is you give your characters an assignment of a role they have to take, or tell them that they have to use a technique, a spell, or something like that. And then fight is just they do whatever their assigned role is. You don't specify a target. They just attack. They just, like, if they're assigned to offense, then they just attack random enemies.
Oh no, it's not one of those.
What a fucking those. God damn it.
We should have had you for last. Yeah.
But
That sucks.
We should have actually had him for last.
oh yeah, we should have. Pretend that I did this last.
But we can't now.
Damn it.
Dang.
And also, outside of that, I've been binging an anime with this loser and other friends.
Fuck you. And also...
Yeah.
Oh, we don't want to get into that. We don't.
Sadness. We're not getting into it.
We don't want to get into that because if we get into that, then I'm getting into Death Note, and we're gonna need a whole other podcast for that.
We're not going to.
You know, we can have like a side quest all about.
Oh my
Death
god! Can we? Yes, I was just
Yes.
about to ask that question. Can
We'll
we
have a side quest about Death Note.
Can we have a side quest about Death Note? Thank God.
I think I should probably just watch Death Note on Netflix.
You might just need to.
I think you might need to, or we're gonna get Vlad in here, and
God,
you can leave for the Death Note side quest.
I'm gonna watch Netflix.
Go watch Death Note. Come back.
Go watch it because oh my God, do I have things to say?
You could probably bring in Vlad anyway.
I don't know.
We have a
4
lot of
people
things to
on a
say about.
stream?
Okay, we're not gonna get into it here. Remember?
Yeah, right.
It's
Doesn't
true.
matter.
Okay,
Get
so
into it.
played Phantasy Star, playing Phantasy Star and realizing how shitty and inaccessible it is made me think about something that I want to do as a project that I might get on doing.
That you might get on doing.
That I might get on doing. And yeah, that's it. And also, I've watched an anime that gave me nightmares.
Oh, good. It actually gave you nightmares?
It kept me awake a couple nights. Yes.
It did keep me awake for one night, and I was like, damn it.
Yeah, I know.
I regret this.
But DL, besides not sleeping because of anime, what have you been?
Fuck. I have been playing I've been getting back into speedrunning. So I've literally just been playing a lot of KH2, and I realized something that I haven't played the Kingdom Hearts game in months, and I am now bad at Kingdom Hearts.
Dude, I don't want to make you feel bad or anything, okay? I yesterday I was waiting for Kai to race. Mm-hmm. And so I pulled up KH2 just for the fun of it to see if I could remember any of the strats. So I went to Roxas and I was like, how does one do Roxas? I didn't look it up. It took me 5 deaths to Roxas and I got him.
Damn.
I got him. I was like, I don't remember how to do this. Okay, it's this. Oh wait, no, it's not that. It's and I just went and it 5 deaths and then I got him and I was like, okay, I'm good. I'm done with my KH2.
It would have taken me double that. I literally forgot. I'm going through the fucking thing. I'm like, I know where to go because that's ingrained in my mind from beyond speedrunning. But I'm just doing Roxas World, and I'm going there and I'm like, wait, how do I decipher? Is it 1, 1, 2? No, that's not it. Okay,
No, it's
well,
2,
the orange
1, 3, 3, right?
Yeah.
That's what I
It's
thought.
like, oh, well, the RNG's dead. Okay, well, that's good. I have to start that again. And I get to, like, Twilight Torrent, it's like, how many combos am I supposed to do on him?
4 off the top of the head.
Yeah, and then...
Nice. I'm doing good.
And I have to go to the front of the head, and I have to do a combo 2 times? Oh, wait, that's not enough times. And I start the last combo late, and I get hit by the vines, and I have to get hit by the vines multiple times trying to get back to the head. It's like, I'm so terrible at this game. Oh, man.
Wait,
like,
you're doing 2, right?
Yeah, I'm doing 2.
I'm about to say, fuck are you doing if you're doing 1?
I'm not going back to 1.
He's never
Runs Kingdom Hearts 1. Jeez.
Oh my god, don't even start with me. Kingdom Hearts 1 is going to get a big rip in the butt in the second half of this podcast.
Yeah,
I am going to tear it a new butthole.
Foot in ass.
Just, you know what? Give me a picture of 2B's butt right now, Haunter, and then
God.
give me a good nice foot kick in that butt, and just make it spin out of there. That's a good job.
Man, but 2B's butt is too nice for the foot.
Dude, that was a
Bring
nice
2B's
spin.
butt back and have DL apologize to it. There you go.
Why do I have to apologize to it?
Because you're the one who said 2B's butt is too nice to get kicked, and
But
I agree
didn't
with
kick
you.
it. This is not
What
my
are you
fault.
talking about? Didn't you just see your avatar just kick that butt right out of here?
Fuck you.
So fucking violent, DL. Jeez.
Fuck you.
I thought you
anyway.
liked thick women, DL.
Shut. You know what? The moral of the story is that Kingdom Hearts hard and RNG sucks.
Yeah. So
Nice.
let's talk about that.
All right.
After the break. So, hey, I mean, this happened. Like, this thing here, this happened. I don't know if this is a thing people found already, but, it's not good. It's not really a good thing. What? He just clipped out of bounds. Like, fucking, he just, like, had a seizure and then decided to leave the planet. Look at this shit. I can only hit him with fire magic and his own projectiles, which he will spam infinitely now, by the way. Look at this shit. He can't even come to me. Look at this shit. Whoa. Fucking biggest whiff. Whoa.
Welcome back. Did you enjoy that spicy meme?
I did.
Yeah. Definitely.
I wonder how many times we're gonna get away with the joke that, oh, I love that meme, even though I didn't see it over the break.
Yeah, because you don't know what the meme is, but we totally saw the meme.
So we saw that meme. Look at that.
Yeah.
That joke's not gonna get old. Don't worry.
It's a good meme.
One of these days he's gonna have a meme and we're not gonna enjoy it. And the next episode we're just gonna start off with Haunter, you lied.
That was a shit meme, Haunter. I don't like it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So,
But, hey, what's going on?
I don't know. Let's talk about RNG.
Oh yeah, that's what we're doing this week.
Because our memes are RNG as well.
Are they?
You never know if they're going to be good or not.
Do you like go to a random meme generator? Just
No,
pull out a meme?
I make my own memes.
Pull out a sick dankness. Oh my gosh.
I make my own memes. So
We're gonna talk about RNG.
Yeah. But talk about how RNG is used in games.
in video games.
And maybe it's a mechanic. Is it good? Is it bad?
Okay. Well, let's clarify.
Yeah.
For people who do not know what RNG means, it's an acronym for a random number generator, and essentially is just, even though the term RNG shouldn't be used the way that it is in language, it's essentially just a way of saying randomness and luck in video games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks.
Because stuff like
to say.
random number generation is also used in like how AI responds to character action, but that's more or less not exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about how RNG is used in place of player skill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
guess,
mean,
yeah.
No, that's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
My favorite mechanic of that, and I don't know if it's true RNG, but it was the reason that I thought up this whole thing, is in Persona 5, there's a fight in one of the towers or the stuff where you fight somebody in a casino and you can gain and lose certain things based on RNG.
In a Persona 5. Okay.
Yeah, in Persona 5.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's not the only thing I think of when it comes to RNG.
No. I mean, you're speedrunners, so RNG is your bane.
Oh yeah, RNG is not fun ever
No.
in speedrunning.
Oh my god. Halloween Town? Please?
Halloween Town
Please.
What?
Oh,
Halloween
okay.
Town.
Do you
Oh,
not
Oogie,
know about
Oogie.
the Halloween Town RNG? It's not
Yes.
even Oogie.
Bring
You're not even Oogie? What?
No,
Oh,
it's the
oh,
RNG
the
before
mushrooms?
that.
The mushrooms?
So there's like 3 places that mushrooms can appear, okay?
Oh, Jesus.
Or 2 places. There's the graveyards, and then there's the Curly Hill, okay? And so if you're a speedrunner, you don't want the mushrooms to appear in either. If the mushrooms appear in Curly Hill, you have to basically leave and then come back. If they're in the graveyard, that's fine. You just beat them up a bit and then they're gone, okay? It's not a huge waste of time, but it's still not great. But lately, for the last 3 runs, I have been getting both of the bad RNGs.
Yeah.
In Graveyard and in Curly Hill. And I mean, in casual play, it's not so bad, because in casual play, you would be playing them and you would be fighting them, and eventually they disappear and you wouldn't know why, right? Whereas as a speedrunner, we're just trying to go fast, you know? And I feel that that's when we start to notice these bad mechanics, these bad things based off of randomness.
When put under
if
a
you
microscope.
if you play a game over and over and over with like a specific goal in mind, like just nonstop, because you had to practice this shit, you begin to realize just by playing this stuff and knowing what you're doing, you begin to realize all the faults in it, like all of the cracks start showing, and it's like, fuck this game. This game is not. It's not that great.
No,
but it's. I mean, like when you stop playing it, like just for speed, like it's a lot better because you don't have pressure or anything. But then you still realize, okay, yeah, these things are a problem.
They exist. It's not so much they're bad, it's just they exist, you know? And like a casual player is not going to notice this stuff, but things like RNG in a boss fight where you can gain or lose stuff based on RNG, that I kind of have a problem with. You know what I mean? Like if a boss fight is like, okay, literally a 50-50 chance that you are going to get this, have fun, like that to me is a bother.
Sucks. Oh, of course, yeah. Whenever RNG is used, like I said, in it, like as a replacement for character or for player skill, like I don't think that anyone thinks that's a good thing. I mean,
no, and if you do, I don't know what you're thinking.
Like the thing is, right? Like for some games, like people they obviously use like luck to like spice things up.
Yeah.
Like, and I get that, and I'm sure like every game uses a little bit of spicing up. But how deeply rooted luck can either go from having a little bit of like spice to it and having a little bit of like, oh, this is interesting, and to fuck this stupid game. Why did I die like 15 billion times to one move that just randomly decided to show up and kill me.
Yeah. It like no one's playing Pokemon and hits like an attack and then it just misses for reasons that the numbers decided that you miss. Or
yeah, like
it's why people don't like Morrowind.
Oh gosh.
Because RNG is so deeply rooted in Morrowind's combat.
I thought everybody loved Morrowind.
Everyone who hates Morrowind hates it for the RNG.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because the whole game is about fighting RNG and upping your stats so that you just have better chances of beating the RNG.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb.
Well, I mean, that's what D&D is technically.
Yeah, I guess that's true too. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's a difference between leaving it up to a dice and playing on in pen and paper versus like playing it online, or like on a game system in a console and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff is pretty terrible, but I don't know. I mean, I tend to not mind it though, for the most part.
Really?
Like I mind
In
it
a video
as
game?
a speedrunner. Yeah, in a video game. As a speedrunner, I tend to I really hate RNG, but that's only because I'm trying to go fast.
Yeah.
If I was not trying to go fast, just trying to play a game casually, whatever, I wouldn't mind it. I don't mind it, and I didn't even mind it in Persona 5 all that much. That one boss fight was not any harder or easier because of what happened. Like, you could always cancel out the negatives that went down. Right?
Well, so, and what you're talking about before, that how it is on pen and paper, I feel they tried to directly translate that into video games with Morrowind, and it just doesn't transfer over into Morrowind the same way it would on a tabletop, because in Morrowind, if you get a fail state on your RNG roll, then the result is you miss. But in D&D, if you get a fail state on your RNG roll, then the DM can have fun with it, and you, instead of missing, you miss, but then slip and fall, and then accidentally kick your friend in the nuts. And
you fail, or the spell backfires, or some other bullshit happens because D&D allows for creativity.
Yeah, it can create new branching paths and opportunities instead of just you missed, which is what it does in video games.
If you missed.
If you played D&D and your fucking DM, you rolled the thing wrong and your DM is just oh, you missed. Yeah, well, that sucks.
You have a bad DM.
You have a bad DM, dude. But video games are no fucking DMs. It's just the game is numbers.
Well, the game is technically supposed to be your DM.
Yeah.
Right?
The computer is your DM.
I guess.
And I mean, you could say, oh well, this happened or whatever, but in the end, you got to see what happened. You literally just missed.
Yeah.
You literally were just I'm done. Goodbye.
Yeah.
And nobody wants missing. I think missing is probably one of the worst types of aren't luck based things.
Or it's besides insta kills.
We'll get into insta kill, but missing sucks. It's in almost every, especially in RPGs. It's in almost every fucking one of them.
Yeah.
There's you mentioned Pokemon. Pokemon fucking sucks when you miss it.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
It fucking sucks when you miss the accuracy stat. I don't know why that's a stat, but it is, and it sucks every time when you miss anything.
Well,
because
and also it has so many different other statuses that can stack on top of missing that also make it hell.
exactly.
But
Yeah, like
in that, you can also use that as an advantage because that allows you, like Pokemon allows you to fuck with the opponent's RNG too.
hmm you can, but at the same time, like I don't think in competitive you are allowed to mess with anybody's accuracy.
No, accuracy
You aren't?
is a no. Nope.
You are not. Because
You are not allowed to use D.
because it's so like you can say like, oh well you can like fuck with them and that's a cool strategy, but that would be the most broken
Wait,
strategy.
like you
You
can't.
could
Is Swagger banned or something like that?
Like,
No, Swagger is not missing. Swagger is
Confusion. Oh,
Like accuracy is like shit like
sludge,
sand attack,
sludge
or
bomb, sand attack, double team.
that's banned.
Sludge bomb is it? Sludge bomb isn't banned, but like a double. I don't think you can
Or
use
is it
double
mud
team.
slap?
I think it's mud slap, double team.
Yeah.
You cannot. You can't use mud slap. You can't use double team. You can't use
Because
I think you can use sand attack.
Anything that has to like do with hitting.
Mm-hmm. Outside of confusion and paralysis.
Yeah, like, it's like you can't. I don't think you can't hit anybody in like lower their accuracy because like there have been like teams
Okay.
that basically are just all about okay, well I'm just gonna like do this and then have my opponent have to attack this Pokemon while this Pokemon like fucking lives forever and just drains their accuracy and accuracy and accuracy. So they keep missing, and then I keep hitting them and then they die. So like they basically is like okay, we're not. The entire accuracy status is mute. You can't use any of these. If you use them, you're disqualified because it's just random. I
didn't know that.
It's random, and you can't do it because it's that bad. And like you could say, like it's not like there are still like moves that you can miss because there are still moves in the game that have like base accuracy stats that are under 100, and those moves are usually like really good moves with like 150 fucking power or one hit KO properties, and so like they deserve to not exist. And there are stuff that can have you like not necessarily raise your accuracy because if your accuracy is always going to be at 100, but like I guess like up the chances for a move that has a lower accuracy to hit. But anything that lowers accuracy, I'm pretty sure is banned in competitive play because it's just is hindering him. On top of the 15 billion other things that are luck based, like paralysis, which sucks, and freeze, which sucks. Like that you can't really control in Pokemon.
Yeah,
having accuracy is just something else that you don't need.
Okay, I didn't know. Okay. Here's another topic or a part of like RNG that I want to get you guys' opinion on. What about RNG as game design? Like,
explain. Give
me an example.
I mean, the low-hanging fruit here is No Man's Sky.
Oh, okay. So you mean procedurally generated.
generation? Yes.
Oh,
Something
okay.
that work that like was awful and extremely limited in No Man's Sky, but works for roguelike games.
All I'm gonna say is
I'm gonna say
there's a reason why procedurally generated is a dirty word nowadays. It's kind of I don't think it's good. It has its place in some genres. It's not good for a lot of things. I think it's a cheap way of saying, oh look, we're dynamic and we have all of this for playability and content. But in reality it's shallow and doesn't really provide anything. It's just like we're gonna put this here and here and here and here, and the environment looks different, but the gameplay is the same and is boring.
So you don't think it worked for like Minecraft?
I mean, Minecraft is just biomes.
Well, yeah.
Like,
but I mean, that's what that it's a procedurally generated world with a seed at the beginning of the game, and
Yeah.
Look,
what were you gonna say, Hunter?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, what do you say about this?
Well, okay, so I started playing a new roguelike game recently. I bought 20XX. It's basically a Mega Man clone, but the worlds are procedurally generated.
Huh.
So
I didn't know that.
Okay.
yeah, so the bosses are always in procedurally generated place. You always get a random item to help you out.
Procedurally
Stuff
generated
like-
boss arenas.
The arenas themselves are not procedurally generated.
Okay.
The like levels to get to the bosses are procedurally generated. Yes.
Okay.
But the actual like it's okay. The thing I find annoying with it is at the beginning you can get these random spikes of like difficulty and platforming that you just don't understand. Like it procedurally generated is just a way to make your game harder and have more replayability, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think it works as a mechanic itself. The reason like roguelikes and stuff like that, like they kind of work, you know, they're good, they're okay, but they're not the best in my opinion. I mean that's just my view on randomness though, is like I don't usually like it, and I especially don't like it when it's building my levels, because it can build my levels with mechanics that the game understands but that I don't.
Because you haven't been taught it.
Yeah, like the game throws you in and says, okay, this is how you get through the area. You can jump, you can wall jump, you can do this, all this stuff. Right? But like the game doesn't tell you, okay, well, I the game doesn't give you all of the tools. It gives you the basic tools, and then it expects you to figure the rest out. And so I got to this one part where there's like laser beams going off and stuff like that, and like I'm trying to time my jumps. The jump looks like it's going to be in my area, but by the time the laser beam turns off, it's out of my area. So then I'm like, okay, well, like, how am I supposed to get it? Because it's too high. Oh, you also gain extra height when you dash and then jump.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, then
It's like I think a better way to like say it is basically like this. Like, I feel like it's kind of a cheap shot, and it's kind of like lazy level design to have procedurally generated levels and stuff like, or mechanics in certain games, because like nothing is better than actually like, I think nothing's better than actually taking time to like make the level, make the world, construct it, and like have like in a way that like you know what you want to teach your player. They're like, they're gonna you want to introduce them to this mechanic and design the world in a way that, hey, this is a thing that you can do in the game. Figure it out, like, you know, like if you do it procedurally generated, that's random. Like, so you just get like what Hunter was saying, some bullshit that you don't know how to do, or you didn't know how to do it because the game is like, well, you should have known you could do this thing. Yeah. How was I supposed to know I could do this thing? It's like
it doesn't
weird.
teach you. It's not structured enough to teach you.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well then, so would you guys say that video games are better when they're structured and learnable?
Yes, 100%.
Yes.
100%.
100% I would agree that they are better when they are structured and learnable. When you build a world, you should be thinking of what you want this world to teach the player, not just what type of world does this player live in.
Okay.
Right?
It shouldn't be like a theme and a background and that you can just fill in the blanks later. Like, you need to know like the layout of the world. Everything has to have a purpose to it, and like if you hit the random button and get a built-in world that the game just creates, then there's no purpose to anything. There's just a bunch of like platforms and shit, or like walls and that you have to figure out, and that's good for dynamics, I guess, but that doesn't teach you anything.
Well,
there's no, it's just there.
Do you think that so do you guys think that RNG doesn't have a place in game design?
Wrong.
Okay.
I feel that there are definitely some stuff that RNG can help like improve the quality of the game experience. Like for example, I'm gonna bring up a perfect example: Mario Kart.
Okay.
Mario Kart is a fucking great game.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is RNG. A shit ton of it is RNG. Like all of the items, like what items you get, depending on like what place you are, and like it's completely out of a set of random fucking items.
Yes.
And it could be the difference of you getting a coin or a blue shell.
Well,
and
that is tapered RNG though. The further you are to the front, the worse items you get.
Well, still, that's how it is now.
Before it used to be just you get something. That was it.
Get something. But yeah, like even if it's tapered RNG, it's still RNG. There's a lot of there's a lot of shit you can get in. Like you could be going like on your merry way, just driving this cart in first place for the first 2 rounds, and then some dude in the bullet bill comes in and just fucks up your day, like right before you hit the thing, and that's RNG. That's luck. That sucks, but it's not terrible. It's not ruining your entire game experience because the entire game is like that, and it just as much as luck as there is that can hinder you.
Yeah. You might get salty over it.
There is as much luck that can, like, and get you a little bit salty over it. Like, they have that friendship ending meme for a reason. But but just as much as it can, like, infuriate you, it can also, like, be like, oh, fuck yeah, dude. And, like, empower you. Empower the player. And that's really, I think that's the thing that's really important. But at the same time, like, all that RNG, it sticks to those items. Like, that's the thing that makes Mario Kart and all its, like, incessant clones, like Crash Team Racing and Diddy Kong Racing and all that stuff. Yeah. That's what makes those games unique from other racing games and what makes them really, really fun. But it sticks to that. It doesn't, it's not like every time you start up the cup, we're gonna have all of these little stages, these tracks be like completely different and completely random all the time. Like there is still skill in Mario Kart. People speed run Mario Kart. They know the tracks. They know where to drift. They know how long to drift. They know how all the shortcuts. They know how to fucking drive in Mario Kart. Like there is skill in that game, along with the luck, and the luck just enhances it.
That allows for skill. I do feel that,
like,
Okay.
So RNG definitely belongs in game design at where it can be used to enhance the game design, but it shouldn't be like the basis. It shouldn't be like the structure of the game. That's why I don't like procedurally generated stuff, because that's essentially being the structure of the game. That's as if, and that's just not what it should be.
Well, how about this then? Do either of you play card games?
I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Too, way back in the day when it wasn't as bullshit.
Neither of you play like Hearthstone or Magic the Gathering or anything like that?
I don't.
No, but now I see where you're going with this.
Okay, but all right. You see, to me, that's not true RNG. Yes, it's random, but you are the one building your deck.
Exactly. Yeah.
You are building a powerful deck to deal with any situation. All right? So if someone's going to come up to you and say, hey, yo, I got, Blue Eyes White Dragon. You can be, okay, well, I know that his deck contains one Blue Eyes White Dragon. I need to build around it. That's what his deck is going to be. My deck is going to be all about dragon killing.
Yeah.
You can build for situations, and, you build and you always get, your deck always contains, okay, well, my deck is always going to contain 60 cards, and within that deck, I have a chance of pulling out, depending on the game. Some games allow for 3 cards in a deck. Some games allow for more. Some games allow for less, right?
Yeah.
So I have, a 3 in 60 chance of pulling this one card out, all of this stuff. So it's all about, yes, okay, the randomness and the RNG and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, because you always have a chance of getting mana burned. You always have a chance of drawing the first 7 cards of your deck and not having a single mana when you're playing Magic the Gathering. But then they allow for mulligans, but then you can still get burned on that too. Like, there's still RNG involved in that.
There's still, like, there's a lot of RNG based in card games, but I can still argue that it's not the core of the card games, because the core of the card games is basically the card games are just fancy strategy games. Like, you build your deck for a specific strategy that you want to pull out, and based on what you get, you plan out your moves from there. And for the most part, like, any deck can go up against any deck. You may not win because, like, you have deck matchups and shit, and, like, you could probably get bodied if, like, this dude has a stall based Exodia team versus, like, your, like, Crystal Guardians or whatever. I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay. But it's really so, like, there is a lot of luck in card games, and I feel like that's why I kind of, like, respect anyone who can make a balanced card game, because to be able to balance how powerful the cards are with, like, the amount of bullshit you have to put in it's insane. But at the same time, like, it's not card games as like itself is not like, oh, so, I did it. I got lucky and I won. Like, you can lose to anybody who knows what they're doing in a card game, specifically because they know what they're doing.
Yeah. So what's the differentiation then that makes that RNG work, as opposed to other RNG that is boring or bland or is infuriating?
Well, I mean, because you're entering. Well, okay. So the way I would differentiate, like, if you're comparing a card game and a procedurally generated game, at least the card game, I still know what my deck is going to be. I am the one in control of not so much the RNG, but the actual, let's call it, level design. When I pick a hand, my hand is going to be a bunch of cards that I know. Whereas if I go procedurally generated and I pick a hand, I have no knowledge at all of what is coming up in that level.
You get 7 cards of any card in the entire game.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
The difference,
Yep.
Okay.
That's how I differentiate, at least. Like,
completely open-ended RNG compared to selective RNG or closed-off RNG. I don't know.
Honestly, that's kind of why I still accept RNG in my speedrun games as well. Like I was talking about at the beginning when we were talking about this. I was talking about Graveyard, right? And I still accept that because I know going into that place, I have a chance to get the fast one or the slow one. If I get the slow one, then I just have to be the one to quickly change my strategy going into that world. Whereas, but like a procedurally generated game, you can never do that. And for certain games, I mean, it's just for me, it's just a way to pad out your game.
And do you think that Kingdom Hearts 1 would be a more fun game to speedrun if that RNG didn't exist?
No, I don't. I personally don't.
So what's your problem with Kingdom Hearts 1 as a speed game then, if it's not the RNG?
Oh, I just play it so often.
So you just got sick and tired of it.
I just like every so often I just get literally sick and tired of it, and I'm just like, okay, well, that's when the RNG starts to really get to me. But when I come back, I'm always just like, oh, whatever, this is whatever, okay, I didn't get it this time, whatever, like what I find really infuriating about Kingdom Hearts is certain boss strats. Things like hook just don't work properly for me, and like I don't understand why, and like, or I get like super antsy in a fight, and like it was, you know.
Well, how many good runs have you thrown because of bad RNG though? Because of hook ship?
Oh, none.
You've never thrown a run because of hook ship?
Hook ship
You've thrown runs because of
hook ship is not as bad as I make it out to be. I mean, yes, it's a pretty bad thing. Okay,
haven't you
Hook
lost
ship is
PBs over hook ship?
Yes,
He's lost PBs.
yes,
over
I
hook ship.
have lost PBs over hook ship, but at the time I didn't lose them only solely because of hook ship.
Okay.
The
Yeah, like-
only time you're ever losing a run because of hook ship,
Is if you're really like in that world record pace.
yeah, if you're on world record pace, then you have to worry about hook ship, and if you miss it, you redo. Like you basically
reset
that's
there.
kind of because like Miss trying to get that last PB before he went over to Kingdom Hearts 2 basically was just fighting the game because like he had gotten to a time that was so freaking good that like the most amount of time he could save was about a minute, and hook ship will lose you about a minute. So like he would be really good on decent pace,
Yeah.
and then he'd get to he'd beat Ogi, and he'd go to Neverland, and then he'd miss hook ship, and he'd be like, "Whoop, that's the PB gone," and so he had to reset. And he did that like 7 times before he actually got the PB and like went to KH2.
So that RNG, you appreciate that RNG being there?
I don't appreciate hook ship being there, but I do appreciate some RNG in speedruns, I guess.
listen, without RNG, I think a speedrun is boring.
Yeah, because like it keeps you on your toes.
Like, okay, let's take a game that you can go into with RNG manipulation, okay? Because a game, every number-based system is based off of one thing, and for most games, it's starting the game. All right, that is for Final Fantasy VI and like a whole bunch of Final Fantasies and stuff like that. That is what it is, and so
Then the letters in your character's name.
yeah, exactly, and so to me, that type of RNG is like RNG manipulation in that sense, not exactly the best. I find it. I will say this though, okay. In a game like Final Fantasy VII, where RNG is manipulated by step count, and where a runner, in order to avoid complete and total RNG, has to stay on that set step count for 8 solid hours,
Yeah.
that's a good speed game, because that's a test of endurance as well as I need to watch out for my RNG kind of deal.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. To me, that's way more interesting of a speed run than something like, I don't know, Earthbound, where every single fight from start to finish, except for a few in the middle, are all scripted.
Yeah.
Like even Gygus at the end is scripted.
Yeah. And it's
Or
all
scripted,
criticals.
but you like everything that they do.
Every
Yeah,
single
basically.
thing that they do is done for a reason to manipulate RNG.
Yeah.
They've gotten to a point where
It's
the thing is, yeah, if you've dropped something, then you're done with your RNG.
Your reset.
Yeah.
Another like game.
It doesn't
we
allow
already
for
played,
adaptation
you know,
then.
Another thing with like that does a little bit of like RNG manipulation is like the first half of Data Org in Cage 2. Like because you purposely, I think you died a what, like Luxord in the
Yeah, you
beginning
died a
of the fight,
Luxord at the beginning.
and then you start in the first
I don't even
that sets
remember.
up RNG manipulation, and you start the next fight. The first fight that you start off with has been changed multiple times since they found a new way to manipulate RNG to make the run faster, but like essentially it's like you die, it sets up RNG, and then you start the run from there.
Yeah.
And you know what move the next person is going to start off with, you counter that move, and you basically destroy that boss fight. and it does that for about the first half until RNG kind of gets fucked over, I think, after Marluxia.
Yeah.
And then the last half of the thing is like you have to just now react to what these people are doing and beat them as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And every boss fight has its strats. You don't really like. You can still beat all of these boss fights at level 1 with Data.org, in Data.org without actually needing the RNG manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
But you are going to be doing the same thing over and over again. The main issue that, the main thing that like draws people to watching Data.org at all is because if you fuck up, then you lose.
Yeah.
Because you're level 1, and I think that's the only reason why Data.org is at all entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Because besides the fact that all of these bosses are super hard, and it's amazing to see them just get eviscerated.
Mm-hmm.
If you have to be on point because these strats are hard, most of them, and if you fuck up, then you lose.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
there's
then at that case, it's like
involved.
Okay, the RNG, the RNG could have been interesting, but at the same time, it also make that speedrun a lot more infuriating to do because you just lose.
Then, Haunter, you say that RNG, like speedruns without RNG are boring. One of, I assume, the most speedrun game ever, has pretty minimal RNG in its speedrun. Ocarina. There's some in it with AI behavior, but outside of that, it's not pretty scripted.
See, the thing is,
what are we talking about?
What run are you talking about?
I'm saying 80%.
Okay.
Well,
see,
are we talking about like literally just like warp to the end, or are we?
Yeah,
talking
that's the any percent.
Yeah.
He is talking about the any percent as it is right now, and I'm going to tell you this.
That run.
I think that's boring.
I don't know a single person who watches any percent to watch any percent. I don't.
They just want to see a new world record set.
Or they just want to see a streamer.
That's true.
Yeah. That's got to be the only reason, because I don't find any percent interesting as a run. I don't think anybody finds any percent interesting as a run.
But it's one of the most speedrun games and categories. Because
you have to also remember that it's the most speedrun game and the most speedrun category because it's been in the works to get down to this point, like very, very recently. Like as close as 2 years ago. And the first time I saw any percent run at a GDQ, I thought, damn, this is the shit. Like, this is cool. Like,
so you
this
think
person,
it's just the spectacle factor that makes people do it?
Yeah, the first any percent run is going to be great. It's going to be cool and stuff like that. But like, I mean, you go and watch it now, and I'm on my way to the category right now.
Yeah.
So a lot of these are 1 month ago, 3 years ago, 10 months ago, and that's going down as far as like 52nd place, right? The newest world record was set 5 months ago. It's like you go back and you got like 3 years, 4 years, you got like people with like huge times and stuff like that, because that's just the way that it used to be.
So you're saying that element of RNG gives speed games longevity. And
yes, I would say yes.
I would say yes, it does. But like, I don't find any percent to be that great of a run. I find things like 100% to be far more interesting of a run, because they're getting everything. They're like still not a whole lot of RNG, but there is one major RNG section of the run, which is Dompe, to give you one heart piece, and that is a huge time loss if you miss it. Like
Yeah.
I mean, there are just certain things worth
It's a
watching.
reset trap.
Yeah, exactly. There are just certain things worth watching and other things not. And
getcha,
I just don't find that any percent is all that interesting of a run.
Okay, I get you. Well, it was a good talk.
Hey, we hit the RNG pretty hard on that one.
Yeah.
We did good.
Also, one hit KOs suck.
Oh yeah, one hit KOs
one hit
suck.
KOs suck. If you're playing Persona or any sort of Megaton game and you get hit with the Hama or the Mudo, you're like, why is it just even a mechanic?
Yeah, that's pretty dumb.
Yeah.
I don't think we needed to like say why one hit KOs are just the worst thing.
Yeah.
But like they do.
I don't know. Some people will defend it. I don't get why they exist.
It's like, what am I supposed to do about this?
It's even worse. It's even worse in games where the death of the main character means the end of the game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like Persona.
like
Persona
Persona.
Is the reason that I hate that in any game.
Like,
So
yeah.
yeah.
I think we covered that.
Yeah.
As much as
Yeah.
we need to.
Yep.
Pretty much.
All right. Well, we have been the Adventure Podcast.
Yeah. Hope you all enjoyed it.
Yep.
We did.
I'm glad that this second part has very little editing to do.
Yeah. We just
Yeah,
got
very
into it.
little.
All my editing
just-
is at the beginning of this podcast.
That's the fun part of the podcast.
Well,
Oh
then.
look, a bird.
Hey,
Oh, look, a bird.
you gotta edit
I'm
that
not
in.
editing that
Haunter.
in.
You gotta
I'm
edit-
not editing that
It took you a while for you to get what I was
in. Fuck, a
doing.
bird is not hard to edit in there, actually.
Oh shit! It's Tubi's ass again. Whoa!
Okay, stop.
No, we're
stop.
stopping.
Stop. Links to our stuff is in the description because we have descriptions now.
We do. Comment.
The Adventure
Tell us what you
Podcast.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, comment,
Cold
like, subscribe, do all that jazz.
Oh shit! We
We can
can
beg for like, comments, and subscribe. Yo, we're real
donate
YouTubers
to our
now.
Patreon. Don't donate to our Patreon.
We don't have a Patreon.
No, we don't have a Patreon. Please don't donate to our Patreon.
If you're donating to a Patreon called the Adventure Podcast, you are donating to other people. We'll catch you guys on the next adventure.